We're here at Scarlet Begonias with Karen Phelps and Linda Buzzkirk, one of the new stores in downtown Phoenixville. Could you tell us a little bit about your store, ladies?
We do interior design. We have furniture, lighting, accessories. We do in-home design.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the items you have for sale here?
We have all sorts of decorative accessories, from an accent piece of furniture to artwork, candles, personal accessories.
How long have you been in business here?
We've been here for a year and a half.
How do you like being here?
We love being here. Phoenixville is fabulous, and it's great on Bridge Street.
What do you like most about being in Phoenixville?
The small town, the feel of everybody working together and networking, and it's just a great town. First Fridays are fabulous. It's good.
Where are most of your customers from? Are most of your customers from the local area, or do you pull a wider draw?
We get people from Wayne, Kimberton, King of Prussia, really all over the place.
All right. Say I wanted to redo my house, and I came in and said, ladies, I'd like to make my house look a little bit different. What would be the steps that you would take?
We would make an appointment to come out and visit your home, and at that point we would ask for your list of priorities, what you hope to accomplish, and we would give our input in terms of a color palette or making changes or what we call editing. Taking some things away and introducing new items.
And do you do that in accordance with someone's desires? I mean, do you look at and say, well, they have an Art Deco interior, and we could add these Art Deco items? I mean, do you augment like that?
Absolutely, we would work within the framework of the customer in terms of their personal taste and in terms of trying to achieve what their goals are for their environment.
What's it like here on First Friday?
Great. We have live music on the street. The store is full of people. We have gallery openings. We have wine, and it's fabulous.
What is it like in here on First Fridays?
It's
Crazy.
packed.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People are just excited to be here, especially our local people are anxious to support the businesses, and they're very curious to see what's happening and anxious to have not just a shopping experience but a social experience.
So you like being in Phoenixville?
Love, love, love it.
What's the address here?
252 Bridge Street.
What are the hours?
We're open 5 days a week from Tuesday through Saturday, and we're here from 10 till 6 on Fridays, and every other day 10 till 5.
And what's the phone number here?
610-933-9308.
And do you take special appointments? Say I can only come at 8 or something like that, and I call ahead and say, can you satisfy my needs by staying a little bit open? Will you do something like that?
Absolutely. We will accommodate customers by appointment, either on premise or at their personal homes.
Okay, we're at Scarlet Begonias with Karen and Linda. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you, Barry.
The Community Development Corporation has proposed a tax increment transfer program to fund the economic development strategy for arts and entertainment for the next 20 years. In a nutshell, this is what we're attempting to do. We're going to take 6 buildings in the downtown: the new Justice Center, the Superintendent's Building. There's a new office building going down by the Justice Center, the Iron Hill Building, the Foundry Building, and the Panini Building. And what we're going to do is we're going to utilize the increment on that when the taxes go up after the development. And the way this works is there's a number that is established that people pay in taxes before a development takes place. That number will be frozen, and the school district and the county and the borough will still get those taxes. When the building is built or the improvements are done, any additional tax revenue that is gained from that will be put into a special fund. And for 20 years, this money will go into a fund, and it will be drawn down on by the Arts and Entertainment Committee as well as the Image Committee. And what this will do is this will be able to help us provide funding for things like the Firebird Festival, First Fridays, and any number of arts activities, including murals, public art and sculpture, not only in the downtown but in the surrounding neighborhoods. And the way that this is normally done, it was started as a tax increment finance plan. And what you do normally is you take this increment and you use that as a payment on a bond. For us, it didn't work because we had such a narrow focus that we were going with, only 6 properties out of 200 in the downtown. So it cost us more for the bond than it would to normally just have a regular program. So the bond costs were something like $622,000 or something like that. And we found that that was excessive because we were only going to glean $1.4 million from this. So instead what we did was we created a transfer payment to the arts. And that is very, very similar to a transfer payment that you would see to a poor person. Welfare is a transfer payment. Those kinds of things. Energy assistance is a transfer payment. So we took a page out of the social service agencies, used it to make a transfer payment to the arts, to utilize it for our arts and entertainment economic development strategy. And basically what this will do is it will create a arts infrastructure that is necessary for us to secure before we become an arts and entertainment district. Now what we've done is we've done a market analysis, and we're finding businesses that would be compatible in the arts and entertainment economic development strategy that might not be arts and entertainment, you know, like maybe clothing stores and garment and apparel, those kinds of things. So we're checking, and we're having that study done right now, and we're going to find out what the mix would be here. Right now we're pretty sold out on the street. Everything that is vacant is either under contract or someone's moving in or something like that. 2 years ago we had 21% vacancy, and what's happened here is that the values of the land have gone from the buildings were selling 2 years ago at approximately $200,000. Now, through our efforts, the buildings are selling for $600,000 to $700,000. What has happened then is that because the stores that were vacant were filled up, the value of the other properties rose. And when that happened, a lot of the old-time people have decided that it was time to cash out. Buildings that they thought that they would leave to their kids that were worth $200,000, now worth $600,000. So they are working on selling those buildings. So some of the long-term businesses, like the mattress and video business that was on the corner, Sleepy Hollow, they decided they wanted to sell the building, so the business went with it, and now we're going to have an art gallery moving in there. But it's a case of some people just utilizing the appreciation in the property values to cash out, and new businesses will then come in. And that, combined with the new businesses that filled up the vacant stores, has pretty much led to a new downtown. And with that, somewhat of a higher-end merchandising scheme, and so we're working on some of the issues that relate to growth, old merchants versus new merchants, those kinds of things. But we're sure that with the tax increment transfer and the execution of the economic development strategy based on arts and entertainment, that within a couple years we should be pretty much revitalized and headed on to a upward path of prosperity. We're here with Dale Martin from Bridge Street Fine Art and Antiques. Dale, can you tell us a little bit about your store?
Yeah, I opened up the shop about 10 years ago. I had the complete shop with antiques at that point. 2 years ago, we brought in the bookshop, the Morning Star Bookshop as well. I specialize in art pottery, glassware. I also do furniture, fine arts, and so forth. I opened the shop with the idea that I would specialize more in art pottery, glassware, ceramics than furniture, but I do carry quite a bit of furniture now too.
What kind of glassware, what kind of names are we talking about?
Well, in glassware, I have anything from Carnival glass to your more expensive Imperial glass. I have some, the one glass that I carry quite a bit of is the art glass that came from the 50s period, 50s arts glass. I have a lot of cut glass, the brilliant period cut glass as well. And then various pieces of glass, anything from your depression type glass to your the more expensive cut and crystal pieces.
Mm-hmm. What kind of? Actually, you got a grandfather clock over there. What kind of furniture do you carry?
Furniture, I have a mixture. I have a good bit of Victorian type furniture, marble top pieces. The clock that you mentioned is a reproduction of an early Pennsylvania clock, an early Pennsylvania clockmaker by the name of Joseph Dahl. And then I also have some older pieces, more primitive pieces of furniture as well.
Okay, things have been going a little bit different here in Phoenix. So have you noticed any kind of change?
Big change, I would say. I tell a lot of people who come in the shop that this last year we've turned the corner. I was here, like I said, 10 years. I figured 3 to 5 years would start to see things change. Doubled that, and within the last year I'm seeing a lot more foot traffic. People come here for a destination, not just to hit one shop, but they go to a movie, go to dinner, and stop in the shop. And I see that especially Friday nights, we're open till 8 o'clock. Have a lot of people coming in who going to the movies, come in here first, have dinner.
Recently, some of the antique stores have moved and they've been replaced by other stores. I know you had a pretty big antique cluster going here. With the new kinds of stores, do you feel that that's helped?
I think a mix is good. It's nice to have a cluster of antique shops, and at this point we have 5 antique shops in town. But what we needed at that point, and we have now, is a mixture of types of shops. The fact that we're getting the restaurants, we're getting the clothing shops, you need that because the people that are coming to bring the people in, they're not going to come just to one shop there.
Are you here every day, or?
We are open every day except Tuesday and Wednesday. We're open Fridays, we're open till 8 at night. The other days we're 11 to 5, and Sundays 1 to 5.
And say I was looking for a special kind of glass. I mean, could you find that glass for me?
Yeah. If people are looking for special types of antiques, anything, I will look for it. I also purchase from people pieces that I'm looking for. But I do, search out pieces and try and supply that.
Okay, so if I got this cool piece of glass, and I want to sell this piece of glass, I could come in to you and talk to you and get a reasonable appraisal and a potential for sale.
Yeah, I would give you an appraisal, tell you what I think is fair market price, and at that point I would expect you to go and get a couple other appraisals and make a decision if you want to sell it to me or if you want to keep it, if you find out it's worth more money than you expected. But yes, I'm always interested in buying, especially art pottery and glass, art glass, cut glass, your more expensive glassware.
Okay, what's the address here, Dale?
We're at 234 Bridge Street, and I tell people it's directly across the street from the Colonial Theater, so it's easy to find.
And your hours are?
Again, we're here Thursday, 11 to 5, Friday, 11 to 8, Saturday, 11 to 5, Sunday, 1 to 5, and Monday, 11 to 5. Closed Tuesday and Wednesday.
What is the phone number here?
610-917-9898.
Okay, that wraps it up with Dale. You really have to come visit this store to appreciate the variety of merchandise he has and the quality of merchandise he has. Thank you very much, Dale.
Okay, thanks.